In 1 Kings chapter 22, the story moves toward the final days of King Ahab of Israel. For 3 years, there had been no war, but in the 3rd year, King Jehoshaphat of Judah came to visit Ahab. Ahab proposed they join forces to reclaim Ramoth Gilead, a city under Aramean control. Jehoshaphat agreed to support Ahab, but asked that they first seek the word of the Lord. Ahab gathered 400 prophets, who all promised victory in battle. Yet Jehoshaphat sensed something was missing and asked if there was a true prophet. Ahab reluctantly mentioned Micaiah, admitting he disliked him for his unfavorable prophecies. Still, Micaiah was sent for. A messenger urged him to agree with the other prophets. When Micaiah arrived, he first repeated what the others had said, but Ahab pressed him for the truth. Micaiah then revealed a different vision: Israel scattered like sheep without a shepherd. He described a scene in heaven where a lying spirit influenced Ahab's prophets, leading him to downfall. Ahab rejected the message. Zedekiah struck Micaiah, who was then imprisoned. Micaiah was held with minimal food until the king returned safely. Despite the warning, Ahab proceeded with the battle, disguising himself. Jehoshaphat, however, went into battle wearing his royal robes. The king of Aram instructed his commanders to focus only on the king of Israel. When battle began, Aramean soldiers saw Jehoshaphat and thought he was Ahab. Jehoshaphat cried out, and the soldiers realized their mistake and turned away. Meanwhile, a soldier drew his bow at random and struck Ahab between the sections of his armor. Though wounded, Ahab remained standing in his chariot, facing the Arameans. By evening, he died, and his blood ran into the bottom of the chariot. As the sun set, a cry spread, "Every man to his city, every man to his land." The army scattered, just as Micaiah had foretold. Ahab's body was brought back to Samaria and buried. When the chariot was washed, dogs licked up his blood, fulfilling the Lord's word. The chapter then turns to Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, who continued to reign in Jerusalem. He sought to walk in the ways of the Lord, maintaining peace and strengthening his kingdom. Meanwhile, in Israel, Ahaziah, the son of Ahab, became king. He followed the ways of his father and mother, serving Baal and provoking the Lord to anger. This chapter marks a decisive turning point. Ahab chose false assurances over God's true word. This led to his downfall, showing that rejecting truth carries lasting consequences. Next comes 2 Kings chapter 1, where the story continues with Isaiah and the prophet Elijah.